Warning, this game contains content that might not be suitable for most audiences. Viewers' discretion is advised. What does it mean to be human? What makes you one? I've always wondered about that. No matter how long I've been searching for an answer, or even a clue, I'm still lost. Some may say that the answer is pretty simple. A human is someone who looks like one and has feelings and emotions. Empathy and our intelligence are what makes us human. That's why we're respected. That's why we consider ourselves superior. We deserve that. We can kill and eat others because they are more stupid. Wait, what? We ruin their homes and abuse them because they deserve. What? Doesn't it sound cruel to you? Yes. Doesn't it sound inhumane? I don't imply anything, of course. To do that, I need to know what or who you are first. Are you a human? No. Oh. The figure smiles widely. Are you like me? You know, it doesn't matter. Forget it. No matter who or what you are, you ought to have a name. Care to tell me yours? Name? It's Lion. Good. Huh. Your name is not something unique or special. No worries. It's normal. Actually, everything in our world is a replica. Everything and everyone can be mimicked. What if I tell you that someone can mimic all of your traits so convincingly that they become indistinguishable from you? Will you be scared? Maybe excited? Is there really a difference between the mimic and the original? If someone knows everything about you, acts like you, it looks like you, is there really a difference in both of you? I mean, probably, but at the same time, I wouldn't think anyone who decides to be like me would be in a stable state of emotions. I don't think that they'd be fine, fam. I don't want anyone to be like me. Wait, would there be a difference? Yes. How come? No one will be able to distinguish between both of you anyway. Not even your closest friends will. There will always be a better copy. How about we play a game? It's quite simple, really. I will show you people and people. Your job is to guess who is real. Shall we start? Oh, I thought we were getting into the Mandela catalog. It's early morning. I groaned, rubbing my blurry eyes and yawning slightly. I always seemed to wake up at 8 a.m., no matter how tired or sleepy I was. It's both a blessing and a curse. It kept me from being late, but annoyed me to no end when I want to sleep in on the weekends. Unfortunately, today is not the weekend, so I must prepare. I muttered to myself, glancing at the clock on my bedside table. I sighed and dragged myself out of bed, feeling a twinge of guilt as I left my cozy haven behind. Sorry, bed, I whispered, patting the mattress fondly. I'll come back to you soon. As I stumbled across the room, I couldn't help but reflect on the closest relationship I had in my life. It was with my bed, of course. It was secure and would never leave me, unlike so many others who had come and gone. Besides, it's more like it anyway. We were both content to do nothing, just stand there and exist, hoping that one day someone would just throw us out onto the scrapyard. I don't know if your bed will feel that way, fam. Golly. When my bare feet met the chilly wooden floor, I shivered involuntarily. Why is it so cold? I muttered, rubbing my arms for warmth. Glancing around the room, my eyes landed on the open window. Oh, right. I murmured, trudging over to it and shutting it firmly. The room instantly felt cozier. Couldn't help but smile. You're not gonna question the fact that your window was wide open this whole time? My smile, though, didn't last long as I noticed the mess that surrounded me. The piles of clothes on the floor seemed to have grown overnight, and the empty food containers on my bedside table were a constant reminder of my poor eating habits. It was a sorry sight, really, one that highlighted my lack of motivation and energy to keep my surroundings clean and organized. It made me feel even more drained and depressed, as if the cluttered room was a reflection of my messy mind. I knew I couldn't dwell on it for long. After making my bed, I head to the bathroom. As I brushed my teeth, my mind raced through what classes we had today. I think it's just literature today. I mumbled through the toothpaste foam, unsure if I even remember it correctly. Despite not being the most thrilling subject, at least it was familiar and wouldn't require too much effort. And with minimal socialization, it was definitely a relief. The guys would be there too. I went through my morning routine, my hands trembling as I looked at myself in the mirror. One mirror! The noticeable eye bags under my tired eyes only added to my growing list of insecurities. I groaned as I rubbed them with my fingertips. Why'd I even bother going to university? Did I even belong there? Or that anyone would want me there anyway? 3 years of wasted time with a degree I hate and people I can't stand. I don't care about classes or tests. The hardest thing is to actually pretend I want to be there. It's just preparation for a lifelong cycle of pretending. Okay, that was cringe. I spit out the leftover toothpaste in my mouth. I wipe my mouth and feel a growing sensation of hunger in my stomach. A quick snack before starting the day was in order, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I didn't deserve it. I opened the fridge and looked inside. Wow, there's so many things to choose from, I say sarcastically. Let's see, what should I get? Maybe nothing? Or, how's about a nice healthy dose of nothing? I should probably go with nothing. It's more healthier. But nothing also looks great. I sighed deeply and shut the fridge door with a shud. It's not that I can't or don't want to cook. I simply lack the strength of motivation. I can't remember the last time I ate a proper meal. I used to get by on snacks and takeout. It was too expensive, so I stopped. Guess no breakfast for me. Just buy something at the school cafeteria. It's time to get dressed. I opened my closet and looked at it for what I could wear today. I decided to wear something cute, plain sexy. You know what? I'm in a sexy mood today. Like, hell yeah, I'm gonna go for something sexy. Am I really doing this? Sexy? In this weather? Well, I bought this for a reason. Even if I get cold, I'll die hot. The writing for this is so charming. After I dressed up, I stood in front of the mirror, my eyes scanning every inch of my appearance. I spun around, checking for any stains on my clothes or dirt on my shoes, but my mind was racing with self-doubt and worry. Do I look normal enough? Maybe there is something in my teeth, I muttered, examining my reflection closely. I don't see anything, but what if someone notices it later? The doubts didn't stop there. They only intensified. But does this scarf match my shoes? Maybe it looks strange. Will I get strange if I go looking like that? I took a deep breath, trying to calm my nerves, but my hands were shaky as I grabbed my bag. Maybe I should change, but I didn't have the time. What if I'm late? What if I mess up everything? What if I'm the mess up? What if I'm the one who's... I don't know where the rent was going. The anxiety crept in, making me second guess every decision I had made about my outfit. Okay, that's fine, I told myself, but my voice was shaky. If I see someone look at me, I simply take off my scarf, but what if it's not just the scarf? What if it's everything about me that's wrong? It's okay. I can just choke myself using it later. I knew it wasn't the solution to the problem, but it was the best I could do in the moment to quell my mounting anxiety. I spent another few minutes checking every detail, making sure everything was perfect. My heart raced with fear and worry. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, I was ready to go. My palms began to sweat as I reached for the handle. Come on, Lion. You do it every day, so why are you so afraid to open this damn door? You'll simply open the door, walk to the university, sit through your classes, act normal. You are not weird. No, you're not. You look fine. Nobody is going to look at you. You're going to be all right. I take a long, deep breath. I open the door, leaving my worries behind. The first stage is finished. 3 more to go. What do you mean 3 more to go? As I step outside into the crisp autumn air, the sweet scent of fallen leaves filled my senses. The world around me was ablaze with a fiery display of oranges, yellows, and reds as the leaves slowly drifted down to the ground. The cool breeze brushed against my face, sending a shiver down my spine. Wow, It's actually pretty lovely today, I whispered to myself, taking in the breathtaking scene around me. I really love the early mornings. Despite the cold and the darkness, there was something magical about being alone. It was as if I was the only one there, nobody watching, judging me. I let out a deep sigh of relief. I walked down the street, admiring the beauty of the autumn season and counting the falling leaves. It's strange, I mused. The leaves are dying, but why does it look so pretty? As I continued my walk, I pondered the beauty of nature's cycle. People romanticize death too much, but there was still something beautiful about it. Perhaps it was because death was a natural process. Why is death looked down upon by so many people if birth is seen as beautiful? I wondered out loud. It makes no difference who you are or what you do. Regardless of your social status, gender, or work, we all end up in the same place in the end. And this is... Suddenly, my thoughts are interrupted as I tripped over a stone and fell to the ground. Ah! I ground, rubbing my sore knee. I should be more careful. Everyone knows that philosophical thoughts lead to no good. As I stood up, I realized that it was difficult to spot small details such as rocks or branches this early in the morning. Even so, it was still very beautiful in the dark. It would be a completely different feeling if the lights were turned on. Lights. As I stood there, mesmerized by the breathtaking scene in front of me, my first instinct was to capture it with a photo. I reached into my pocket, my heart sinking as my fingers fumbled through the empty space. Not this pocket. I muttered to myself, feeling a wave of frustration wash over me. I checked my other pocket, desperately hoping to find my phone there, but it was nowhere to be found. Forgetting my phone is like forgetting to put on the underwear. Very expensive underwear. Panic sets in as I imagined the inconvenience of having to go back, already halfway to my university. I groaned in annoyance at my forgetfulness, cursing my luck or more so my intelligence. I sigh. I should run back home to grab my phone. How could I have been so stupid? I trailed off, looking around my dark apartment. It was pitch black and I couldn't see anything. While frantically looking for a light switch, I heard a buzzing sound coming from a nearby table. Saw a light glowing there. I stumbled over to the table and found my phone lying there. The screen lit up. I locked my phone and got bombarded with some notifications, jolting me back to reality. Lion joins the chat. Seth joins the chat. Acne? Renamed the group to Cool People and Seth? That's a ridiculous name for the group. I not so politely disagree. Shut up, Joy Killer. Your nickname is ridiculous. My nickname is literally my name. I know. Aaron joins the chat. Hey guys. Oh yeah, the group project. I chuckled at their banter, but then checked the time and groaned. I was running late. Without bothering to reply in the group chat, I stuffed my phone in my pocket and hurried out the door. I was so distracted I didn't even realize to check if I closed the front door. Made it. While catching my breath, I looked at the auditorium door. I'd always prided myself on being punctual, never arriving late for anything. In fact, I made it a point to arrive early every day just to secure my favorite seat and avoid unnecessary interactions with people. But now as I stood before the closed door of my auditorium, my heart raced with anxiety and my hands trembled as I hesitated to turn the handle. The mere thought of walking in late filled me with dread. What if everyone turned to look at me? What if the professor called me out in front of the whole class? Despite my attempts to calm down, with a deep breath, my mind was flooded with anxious thoughts. They'll all look at me. They'll all... Oh, hey, Lion. My racing thoughts were abruptly interrupted by a high-pitched familiar voice. Oh, hey, Acne. My savior. Okay, just act normal, Lion. You're running late today? That's so unlike you. Acne is running late? It's so like her. As she nudged me with her elbow, I couldn't help but feel a pang of embarrassment. Had a busy night, huh? She asked me with a hint of tease in her voice. Busy night? Sure, running inside my own head keeps me quite busy at night. Yeah, all these fans won't let me sleep. She let out a giggle and looked me up and down. Look at you, I believe it, she said teasingly. I couldn't help but feel self-conscious in my sexy outfit. She clears her throat as I am preparing myself for something painfully unfunny. Are you a magician? Because every time I look at you, everything else disappears. Agni, what the heck? Like your good grades? Ow! Personal! She clears the throat, slightly pouting. Anyway, who's it for? She asks with a slight grin. Nobody, I say, suddenly defensive and embarrassed by a question. What? Can't I dress cute at times? I retorted, trying to hide my embarrassment. My defensive stance only made it worse as her grin started to grow wider. You certainly can, but there has to be a reason. She looked at me again and scratched her chin. I see, she added, her tone suddenly suggestive. Have you finally decided to confess your feelings? To who? What? I could feel my face turn red as she dissolved into laughter. I don't know who you're talking about. I knew who she was suggesting, but I tried really hard to play dumb. Yeah, whatever. She ignored my words and went on. Come on, there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's fine to look good for someone you like. What makes you think I like someone? Ha! This is as obvious as the fact that axolotls turn into salamander. Do they? There was a long pause before she spoke. It's not obvious at all. What's with that look on your face? Don't tell me you didn't know. No, and I don't think it's a well-known fact, Agni. People aren't aware of this? She avoids my gaze with a slight grunt. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's as obvious as annoying. Well, she's trying to find a good example. I try to shut her up. Look at the time. We need to go to class. She looks at me, uninterested. Yeah, about that. I actually decided to skip so you can go on without me. Well, why did you come if you were going to skip anyway? Well, she takes a deep breath. I was walking to class when I saw this old lady trying to cross the street. But then a pack of angry squirrels showed up and started attacking. Squirrels, can you believe it? No, I don't think I can. I had to jump in and save her, but those squirrels were relentless. It was like something out of a horror movie. By the time I got her to safety, I was covered in scratches and bruises. I just don't think I'm in any condition to sit through a lecture right now, you know? She grimaces, clutching her arm as if in pain, and looks at me with pleading puppy dog eyes. Agni? Yeah? You are a hero? That's the stupidest story you ever heard? You're a hero. Why not? Like, I hope that this has like a massive like sarcastic undertones to it. I couldn't help but be impressed by a story. Agni, you're a hero, I exclaimed, clapping my hands together. Wow, such a hero. Agni, yeah, the greatest hero of all time. She blushed a little and shrugged it off. It wasn't a big deal. Someone had to show the squirrels who's boss, she said, brushing off the compliment. She was clearly enjoying the attention, however. That's incredible! You should be awarded or something! Nah. She denied, waving her hands out in front of her face. I do it not for the flame or glories. I couldn't help but feel touched by her humility. You're a real kind-hearted person, Agni. Oh, what would the world do without you, Agni? You are the pinnacle of humanity, indeed, I said admiringly. I do it for my... Oh my god, I love her. I shake the last penny from that old hack. Oh no. Well, let's just be glad everyone involved is safe now, I said, trying to change the subject. Hey, we better get going if we don't want to be late for class. Yeah, I mean, not too late. I took a step forwards towards the door, hoping to make a quick escape. I tried to shake off her story and her supposedly assault of her senior citizen as well. Nope, can't do. I have grandmothers waiting to be beaten. What the hell, Agni? Are you okay, Agni? Isn't your attendance already bad enough? Mr. Johnson will not be pleased. Yeah, please. Even if a gold bar falls on his head, the man will not be happy. He won't be happy. The gold bar will instantly kill him. When you're dead, gold is useless, you know? Great. Once he's dead, we can loot him. I wonder what drop he has. What drop? He's not a video game character. The glimmer in her eyes fades as she smiles, as if she really wants to kill a man for 5 pieces of meat. Whatever drops from mobs. You know, maybe you shouldn't have come after all. Hooray! Your final destination is prison. Ah! So heinous! My heart is shattered. She places her hand on her heart as if an arrow had pierced it. When I looked at the clock, I realized we'd been talking for 10 minutes. Maybe I should go alone. Being stared at is much better than talking about nothing for another 2 hours. Ugh. What can I do to persuade you to come? You're welcome to skip with me. You won't have to come if we skip. Wow, you're so smart, Lion. You know, you're too smart for this place, actually. Why waste your time here when you could be running your own company? Did you know that Steve Jobs... I stopped listening to her while she continues to spat off nonsense. I try my best to tune her out and distance myself from her ramblings. It's amazing how she can turn even the most mundane conversations into something interesting and exciting. She's like a ray of sunshine in a cloudy day, brightening up my mood with her infectious energy. When you talk with her, it's as if all your problems simply vanish. Plus some of your brain cells. But sometimes it can be a bit overwhelming trying to keep up with her. She talks so fast and jumps from one topic to another, leaving me feeling a bit dizzy. Yeah, I can't help but enjoy her company. Just as I'm lost in thought, I notice her sneaking away, taking advantage of my momentary distraction. It's almost as if she knows me all too well. How can I persuade her? Say the lecture will be fun, offer a lunch, let her go. You know what? The lecture will be fun! Come on, Acne, come on, it'll be fun! Come on! Fun? Of course! I had enough of his previous stories about hemorrhoids. But you laughed! So, how should I react when someone tells me about the hemorrhoids? With glee! With excitement! You have to react with utmost enthusiasm when someone tells you about the hemorrhoids. You could ask them what products they use. Oh, believe me, I did. And I got a whole lecture on the different types of ointments and creams. The worst part is, he even offered to show me his collection. Why does he have a collection of hemorrhoid medication? I swear, I had never been more scared in my life. No, I'm scared too! Like, But hey, at least now I know what to get for my grandma's birthday. You're giving your grandma hemorrhoid cream for her birthday? I asked, confused and a little bit disturbed. Well, she did say she wanted something practical. Besides, it's the thought that counts, right? She said so cheerfully that anyone will believe her logic. Well, I think I'll pass on any practical gifts from you on my birthday, thank you very much. Aw, come on, don't be like that. You're a loss. You have to go now anyway. See you later. Say hi to Mr. Hemorrhoids. She quickly turns, waving her hand, and start walking towards the exit. Oh no, she's leaving. Ah, God, I'm gonna grab her. Neb, wait. I try to grab her coat, but I shut my eyes tightly and prepare for something bad. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Hey, yeah? Can't let me go. Why? Why do you have the Roblox face? Why do you have that? I know that I'm irresistible, but I didn't know you were so forceful. Is this where we get, like, the scene with Agni? Is this where I need to fade to black and suddenly I tell you guys that the scene is on Patreon? No! When I realized what had happened, I came to my senses and let go of the end of her jacket. I forced the most genuine smile I could master. It's fine. I'm only joking. She gave me a quick glance and it was clear from her eyes that she didn't believe me at all. Listen, if there is some... I'm okay. There's nothing to worry about, right? Sure. Guess I'll be going then. Yeah, have a great day ahead. Thanks, you too. I smile. She turned around and began to walk away, but then suddenly stopped and looked in my direction. Oh, I know. Her son Gel caught me off guard. Remember why I came here in the first place? To learn? What? Yeah, of course not. Yeah, sorry for the stupid assumption. I promised a friend I will meet him today. He will be pissed if I don't show up. Oh, really? Yeah, so I guess I'll be joining you after all this! I had a whole story about you beating up an old lady, like after saving her from squirrels. Eh. She quickly approaches and in a split second, we're back where we started. I'm not sure if she's telling the truth or just making things up as she speaks out of pity for me. In any case, I'm glad that it ended the way it did. She carelessly opens the door and walks confidently into the auditorium. I follow. It's not scary now that I'm with her. Maybe no one noticed behind her back. I tightly close my eyes to avoid the condemning stares of my classmates. I can feel my shaky knees and sweaty palms, which I hope no one sees. I want to take a deep breath, but I'm afraid it will look odd and more like panting. Oh, the old fart hasn't arrived. What a relief. What? Hearing a brisk voice, I carefully opened my eyes with all my strength. I saw that everyone was preoccupied with their own issues, and I had no idea I was there. Huh. And once again, I was worried over nothing. I was relieved that my expectations were false, but I was also embarrassed that my head wouldn't let me live. A gentle pat on the back brings me back to reality. Hey, you okay? You seem out of it. Huh? Oh yeah, just very happy that Mr. Johnson is not here yet. Yeah, it's too early to be happy. Save your smile for graduation. I smile at her. She returned the smile and quickly waved to one of her friends in the front row. Okay, see you after class. See you later. I duck my head down and take a seat at my usual spot. I turn around to see a familiar face staring back at me. You're late. Seth? Hi! I noticed Seth look at me disapprovingly. Why is he so annoyed? It's the first time in years that I've been late. Yeah, I know. I put my bag down, trying to look as unbothered as possible. You're lucky Mr. Johnson isn't here because if he was, I'd be in big trouble, I know. But he always finds a reason to give me a lecture, whether I'm late or not. True, but that doesn't mean you have to provoke him. I'm not trying. I had a good reason. My bed would not let me leave. It's not a good reason. Oh, come on. I only said it once and it was a joke. I'm not sure what you were thinking about when you told Mr. Johnson this. Please don't bring this up again. I was beginning to forget about that. I covered my face in embarrassment as Seth laughs quietly. I'll make a better excuse next time. I groan and rest my head on the desk. By the way, huh? Is today a special occasion or something? Not really. What do you ask? It's just the way you're dressed. Agni's words flash through my mind, and I can't help but blush. Why do I keep thinking about what she said? I didn't dress for him at all. I just thought I'd try something new. Trying something new is good, but are you telling the truth? What do you mean? You're not going on a date today, are you? Me? A date? No way. I'm not going anywhere. He looks at me as if he's not convinced. His eyes trail to the places where my skin is open. Aren't you cold? I guess a little. He sadly takes off his coat and puts it on me. You shouldn't dress so lightly during autumn. It'll get you sick. Oh, thank you, Seth, but won't you be cold? Don't worry. I think I'm already hot enough. Huh? The door suddenly opens. Everyone in the auditorium went silent. Good morning, students. Sorry for the delay. I had an important meeting to attend. Oh, you showed up. Important meeting. Probably stopped to buy cigarettes again. Yeah, I can already smell it. The lecture begins, so I take out my notebook and start to take notes. Well, class, today we'll be diving into the captivating world of Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis. I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief wash over me as the topic was introduced. Finally, something I know a thing or two about. As we delve into the story, we'll explore themes of loneliness and ingratitude of society. These concepts hit close to home for many of us, and it's through Kafka's masterful storytelling that we'll be able to connect with them on a deeper level. I glanced over at Seth, who seemed to be in his own world. He's always very focused, but sometimes when he gets really tired, he takes a nap. I couldn't resist a chuckle as I thought back on a time when Aaron and Agni drew a mustache on his face during one of those times. Oh my freaking god! Hey Aaron, which marker did you use again? The one that was on the table? And what did it say? Waterproof with 100% strength and durability? You know, he doesn't look that bad. Kinda reminds me of my father. Hey, what are you two whispering about? Why do you look so nervous? Is there something on my face? No! You're as charming as always. Something is definitely wrong. Of course he understood who did it right away. It was the first time Seth skipped school for more than 2 days. Thankfully, Marker didn't last as long as advertised. As the plot unfolds, we witness the main character, Gregor Zamza, transform into a grotesque insect, causing horror and disgust among those around him. This transformation is more than just physical. It is a metaphor for the alienation many of us feel in our own lives. As we follow Gregor's struggles to reclaim his humanity, we'll be taken on a journey through the 3 parts of the story, each marked by a different encounter with the outside world. But despite his efforts, Gregor finds himself on the fringes of society, unable to even claim a place within his own family. The story culminates in a heartbreaking family trial and Gregor's wish for death, leaving us with a poignant reminder of the fragility of the human condition. As we explore the depths of Kafka's metamorphosis, we'll be transported to a world of raw emotion and introspection that is sure to leave the lasting impact on us all. As Mr. J's monotonous voice rolls on. I should have probably went with an actual droning lecturer's voice rather than whatever the hell that was. Oh god. I feel my eyes growing heavy with boredom. Without thinking, I mutter out loud. So boring. Seth caught a glimpse of me out of the corner of his eyes. You know, if you fall asleep now, you may repeat the plot of the metamorphosis once you wake up. This remark and me imagining myself as a bug woke me up instantly. Would you still love me if I was a bug? Don't scare me. He laughed at my reaction before reassuring me. You really don't need to worry. The chance of you actually turning into a bug is close to none. Never zero. Silly. I'm not silly. He chuckled again before clearing his throat. What are you trying to say? I mean, can you imagine yourself as a large and repulsive bug? You can't walk or ride or do anything else that will allow you to function normally. You'll be despised simply for existing. It took a second to consider my response, then answered back. Many people who are not insects have this feeling of inferiority and worthlessness. This is why the psychological aspect worries me more. Of course it does. It's your future career. I mean, studying the human mind has always been a major interest of mine. I wonder if he analyzes me as we speak. Kafka chose an insect, not only because it's something that far few people can stand, but also because many people regard them as something that is not worth living. Something disgusting and not worth living. You mean like me? Seth nodded. Correct. So, feeling worse than everyone else and disgusting isn't normal. He raised an eyebrow in surprise and looked at me. Of course not. Such thoughts should never bother you if you are in good health. This is absurd. So you never even thought about the fact that you may be worse than someone or not worth something? No. In fact, I know them better than many others. Seth replied confidently. Huh. Typical Seth. As I looked at him, I realized that he's still studying me intensely, as if he's trying to read my thoughts. Why are you asking me this? You don't think of yourself that way, do you? He asked, his expression changing to one of concern. Is he worried about me? Hey, quiet there you. You should not be talking during my lectures. This is important information that all of you should be absorbing into your minds, through symbiosis or whatever, not all. I heard the son shout and quickly silenced myself, hoping to avoid any trouble. What is it that you are discussing that is so intriguing? Nothing, sir. I stammered, hoping to avoid his eye. Mr. Johnson went back to writing on the board, muttering something about disrespect under his breath. I let out a sigh of relief and looked around the room, trying to focus on the lesson. The topic of family relations cannot be fully disclosed without understanding the writer's biography. All his life, the son wanted to prove his own importance to his father. It is not surprising that one of the main themes of the writer's work, family relations, was vividly reflected in the short story Reincarnation. It occupies a central place in the creative work of Franz Kafka. So he wrote from his own experience. Sad. I can only imagine how exhausting it must be to constantly try to prove yourself to someone. I whispered to myself. Do you always say what's on your mind? He might hear you again. I'm sorry. Habit. He only exhaled a response. The theme of family and self-deprecation, self-sacrifice for the sake of the family is almost the most important theme of the work. Why do we love our loved ones? Is it for something specific? For beauty, intelligence, or talent? I wonder what you think. He came to a halt and looked around the room, finding someone to answer. Please, 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 not me. Are you there? Despite my pleadings, I see Mr. Johnson pointing his finger at me. Of course. This is what I get for being a chatterbox. So, what are your thoughts? Why do we care about those we care about? True love is unconditional. For the emotions and security they give us, family is all we have. For the emotion and security they give us, everyone's life revolves around family. These are the people we love the most, who give us warmth and help us in difficult situations. It's also a sweet place, warm and secure, most of the time. Family is your little world where everything is clear. We adore them because they are always willing to help, protect, and save us. That is interesting. Thank you for your response. I took a quick glance to the left and noticed that Seth had been listening to me the entire time. He was expressionless, so I sat back down calmly. If you look at the novel and you start reading the work, it seems that peace, coziness, and family harmony reign in this family, but there are no warm relations between family members. The only thing that unites them are thoughts about material well-being, and that is about money. This raises the question, should we always love our family? Even if it's harmful to us? Even if they only want something in return from you? This time he pointed at Seth. Mr. Oxton, could you please? Sure. He calmly got up, putting down his pen. He's always so calm and collected. Unlike me. Yeah, I believe we must love our families, regardless of the circumstances they put us in. His answer was clear and short. Could you elaborate on that? Family is an essential thing that keeps you together and gives you no motivation. It's all we have at the beginning of our lives, and it is all we will have left when we meet our end. They are the pillars of our strength who never fail to keep us strong so that we can grow to be better people. Through our families, we learn the value of love, respect, ethics, traditions, and everything else that has meaning in our world. Having some issues is a small price to pay for having a family. Wow, perfect answer as always. Thank you, Mr. Exon. You never disappoint. The professor seemed pleased with Seth's answer. Seth quietly took a seat after giving a nod to the professor. As I listened to Seth's answer, I couldn't help but wonder about my own family. I always assumed the family was supposed to be a source of love and support, but my own experience had been quite different. So, Seth, I said, breaking the silence, what do you think about families that don't provide that kind of support? Seth looked thoughtful for a moment before responding. Well, I think that every family is different, and there are certainly cases where family members don't get along or have issues. I still believe that it's important to love and support your family, even if they aren't perfect. He stops for a moment. That doesn't mean you have to put up with abuse or anything like that. I think it's important to try to find common ground and work through your problems. I nodded, considering his words. It was a nice sentiment, but easier said than done. I wondered if I would ever be able to have the kind of relationship with my own family as Seth has with his. I couldn't help but being jealous. The professor spoke up again, searching the auditorium for his next victim. His eyes land on Agni and Aaron, who were both trying their best to avoid his gaze. Miss Agni, do you think family is important? As the question reaches her ears, Agni's hand instinctively reaches for the back of her head, running her fingers through her hair as if in deep thought. In reality, I see her other hand was moving restlessly under her desk, and I could see the faint glow of her digital screen. Well, you see, family's like that bag of chips you hide in the back of a cupboard. You forget about it most of the time, but when you're feeling down or hungry, it's always there to comfort you and satisfy your cravings. Sometimes your family is like the flavor of chips you hate, like mushrooms. You don't like them, but you still have to endure it, you know? If you eat a lot of chips, you... Okay, Miss Agni, I think that's enough. The professor looked quite displeased by Agni's answer, but it was clear that she didn't really care. And I just started to become philosophical and stuff. The professor sighs and looked at Aaron. Upon seeing attention on himself, Aaron flashes his wide smile. No waiting to be asked, Aaron enthusiastically gets up, beaming with happiness. I know why family is important. It's because they're the ones to give you your genetic code, right? And it determines how smart, kind of funny you are. He turns to Agni. Hey Agni, what do you think is more important? Being smart or funny? I don't know, but you definitely like genes in the smart department. Oh, Agni, God, I know that your name is like akin to fire or something along the lines of that, but for the love of God, like, do you have to scorch the ever-loving crap out of Aaron? Aaron looks at her, confused. What's wrong with my genes? Idiots. I can agree. As the lecture went on and Mr. J kept asking questions, my thoughts drifted back to Seth's answer. I always knew Seth was a serious guy, but didn't expect him to be so proper. At least that's what I gathered from his response. Hey Seth. Huh? Do you want a family? Seth widened his eyes, caught off guard by my question. What's with that all of a sudden? I just thought you'd make a great dad. He briefly looked at me, his eyes intensely focused. Really? How so? Well, I think you have high moral standards and genuinely value family. That's what makes a good parent, right? There are many factors involved in being a great parent, not just loving the idea of family. But I appreciate a compliment. Seth turned away, trying to hide his blush with a smile. I guess being called a family man rubs him the right way. I knew Seth is the family's oldest brother. He has 3 other brothers as well as a mother. Every day after lectures, he either goes to work or to his family, if not both, and he's still the best student, not only in his field but also at the university. It appears that he works with solar batteries at times, as it is impossible to explain where he gets so much energy. Perhaps it's because he's studying to be a psychiatrist and is at peace with himself? I couldn't help but tease him further, wanting to satisfy my curiosity. Hey Seth. I tapped him on the shoulder, but that was no response. No response. Tap tap. No response. Tap tap. I see his eye twitch. It's working! Lion? Yeah? I wish you'd stop teasing me and focus on the lecture. Did you forget how your last exam went? Seth gave me a side eye, leaving me completely defeated. Low blow! He chuckled, enjoying his small victory. Not lower than your mark. What? Another one? You're ruthless! It will teach you a lesson. Now, can you please quiet during my lectures? Mr. Johnson stopped what he was doing and looked at us with an angry expression. Oh no. Suddenly I feel the whole auditorium turning to us, staring with their judgmental eyes. No, no, no. I get this sinking feeling in my stomach that is telling me that something bad will happen soon. Do you want to share what you were talking about? No, I try to look at Seth, hoping he will do something, but all he does is stare as if nothing is happening. Why is he not reacting? I try to speak up using all my strength. Oh, it's nothing like that, Mr. Johnson. I apologize. I can feel a lump forming in my throat, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to breathe. Please, let it go. It must be very important, since you thought you could interrupt my lecture. Screw off, Mr. J. I try to rub my sweaty hands together to calm myself. All I end up doing is ducking my head down to avoid a stare. No, it's so pathetic. Huh? I look at the source of the sound with the corner of my eye. I squint my eyes and see a white smile plastered on someone's face. Are they talking about me? What? There too. Look at them, trying to form a sentence. Pathetic, right? Why are they speaking so quietly? I can't hear them at all. I mean, why are they speaking at all? They should just shut their mouths and never talk again. Their voice makes me sick. Just shut up already, scum. Why did they even come here? I wish they would just rot in the room like they always do. I agree. That's the only life they deserve. Ah! I should probably take this a bit more seriously. The overwhelming sound of laughter makes me want to dash out of the room. Ah, it's not true. I'm not. Please, stop. I tightly closed my eyes, hoping that everything would stop. What are they laughing about? It's not funny, it's not. I can feel tears welling up in my eyes, and all I want is for it all to be over. Hey, I am talking to you. What are you? The words of Mr. Johnson mixed with the noise, so I no longer hear him. I cover my ears with my hands, hoping to at least turn down the noise. I can't. Please, help me. I could hear blood pounding in my ears. Thump, thump, thump. I feel my chest move up and down beneath 2 layers of clothing. I noticed my hands trembling. And suddenly felt something warm wrap around my hand. Someone grabs my hand under the table, and I slowly turn my head to see Seth look at me with a worried expression. He whispers, "Hey, it's fine. I'll deal with it." He tightens his grip on my hand. "Mr. Johnson, I apologize. I just wanted to say something about, something that was related to the lecture." "I didn't expect this from you, Mr. Axton. Kids these days." Mr. Johnson sighs and returns to his writing. After some time had passed, I started to regain my composure. Is it over? I still hear ringing in my ears, but the overwhelming noise had already passed. I get some courage to look around the auditorium and see that no one's looking at me. What? But I thought... I look around again to see if anyone is laughing or even aware of my presence. No, everything's fine. I thought I was getting better, but it happened again. Such an embarrassment. As I was lost in my own thoughts, the sensation of warmth on my left hand jolted me back to reality. To my surprise, I found Seth's hand clasping mine firmly, his right hand scribbling notes on the paper in front of him. How had I not noticed his touch all this time? My face turned crimson as I realized how intimate our joined hands looked like. I felt an urge to pull away, but something stopped me. His hand was so big and warm, and to be honest, I was enjoying the sensation more than I cared to admit. My internal struggle was cut short as Mr. Johnson's voice echoed in the classroom, pulling me back to the lecture. I stole a glance at Seth, hoping to gauge his reaction, but he remained focused on his notes. Was he oblivious to the connection between us, or was he purposely avoiding another embarrassing moment with Mr. Johnson? Okay, that is all for today. I hope you made some notes because next time we will write the test. As the professor announced the upcoming test, the auditorium was filled with groans and grumbles. Mr. Johnson tried to reassure the students, but his jolly laughter only added to their irritation. Well... Oh, this is Seth. Well, it's over. I look at Seth, who finally spoke up. Yeah, I feel so awkward. What should I say? Not letting me think about what to say, Seth speaks up first. How are you feeling? His voice is filled with genuine worry. I'm much better. Thank you. Thank God. Let's out a sigh and let's go of my hand. I felt almost sad to lose this pleasant, warm feeling. We haven't had this for a while, so I was surprised. Yeah, I was too. The awkward silence again. Hey. Huh? Thanks. For everything. You don't have to thank me. There's actually nothing to thank me for. No, that's not true. You've helped me calm down and held my hand. I'm just a friend who helps another friend out. It's normal. Still, it's... He puts his finger over my mouth in an effort to shut me up. You should talk less and just let people help you. Huh? I brush his hand off while also trying to hide my red face. What are you doing? What do you mean? He says with a smirk. Touching people like that is... Huh? You didn't seem to dislike my hand over yours before. My face became even more red after hearing his comment. That's completely different. He chuckles softly. Is that so? So, you didn't like it? Oh no, what should I say? Seth rubs the back of his neck, his expression clouded with confusion and disappointment. I see, he says slowly, avoiding my gaze. Well, I liked it. Huh? You liked it? What does he mean by that? I think to myself, trying to understand his reaction. Before I can say anything else, Seth starts gathering his things. Going already? I ask, trying to change the topic. Yeah, to pick up my younger brother from school. He replies, his tone still subdued. I try to lighten the mood. Wow, look at you, the perfect brother. Your sarcasm is unnecessary. Seth's response is less than enthusiastic. Feeling bad for my poor attempt at humor, I backtrack. Who says it's sarcasm? You're really a good brother. I wish I had one like you. Suddenly, Seth stops what he was doing and looks at me, his eyes intense. Did you just say you wanted a brother like me? I shift uncomfortably, not sure what to say. Yes? Did I say something wrong? Seth's expression turns into a mixture of disapproval and despair. You see me as a brother figure. My heart skips a beat at his words. I mean, yeah? Kinda. I stammer, feeling flustered. Seth looks at me for another second, his eyes searching mine for something before quickly grabbing his bag. It's nothing. Forget it. See you tomorrow. He says tersely before walking out of the auditorium. As I watch Seth leave the auditorium, a sudden wave of anxiety washes over me. Did I say something wrong? Did I offend him? Maybe he thought I was being too forward. Maybe he doesn't see me as his friend. What if I ruined our friendship with my stupid comment? I can't believe I said something so careless without thinking it through. I can feel my heart beating fast as I replay the conversation in my head over and over again. What did I have to mention wanting a brother like him? Did I give him the wrong impression? I'm such an idiot. What if he avoids me from now on? What if he starts acting distant or cold towards me? I don't think I can handle losing him as a friend. I try to calm myself down by taking deep breaths, but my mind continues to race with anxious thoughts. Oh boy, like the protagonist is really going through the ringer. What if he tells everyone in our friend group that what I said? What if they all start thinking I'm weird? I hate it. I should just... Game over. My thoughts were interrupted by a gentle voice and a pat on the back. Good day, Lion. Oh, hi, Aaron. He smiles widely like a puppy. I didn't say hello to you today, so I came to say hello properly. I see. How sweet of him. I also liked your answer. It sounded really smart. Thank you, Aaron. Your answer was... I want to say good, but then I remember what he actually said. You tried your best, Aaron. Thanks. You're truly kind. Aaron's soft and kind language creates a welcoming and approachable atmosphere, making it easy for me to feel comfortable around him. It's not that I don't feel comfortable with Seth or Agni, but he's just different. I looked at him and suddenly remembered that since I missed half of the lecture, I don't have any notes. Hey Aaron, could you please share your notes from today? We have a test and I'm afraid I didn't take any. In a normal situation, I would ask Seth, but he's gone, so... Sure! He smiles, as if he had been waiting for this moment his whole life. Thanks. He gives me his notes eagerly. Oh, what? Wait, what the frick? I can't use this! Hey Aaron, I think you gave me the wrong notebook. It's a picture of a dolphin. Yeah! He answers as if there's nothing wrong with this. Today's lecture was really interesting, so I had a lot of inspiration. I see. Why do you think asking him for notes was a good idea in the first place? Well, it's a beautiful drawing, Aaron. I smile kindly and give him his notes back while thanking him. You really think so? Of course. Yeah, you think I have a talent for drawing, or at least a talent for drawing dolphins. Aaron's face lit up with happiness. Thanks. If you want to, I can draw you sometime. I was taken aback by his offer. Me? Aaron nodded eagerly. Yeah, you. You have such a unique and interesting look. It will make for a great drawing. Unique and interesting. He's calling you up! Will you draw me like one of your French dolphins, Aaron? He raises an eyebrow. Dolphins are French? I thought they were British. I chuckle upon seeing his reaction. It's quite entertaining. No wonder Agni likes to tease him so much. Don't worry about it. Anyway, thank you, Aaron. I don't think I'm a good model material. Why not? You're a perfectly good model. You have a face and a body, don't you? I guess. Aaron's logic? It's hard to oppose. Lion. What in the world? As I gaze upon him once again, a sharp pain pierces through my eyes, causing me to squint. Suddenly, my surroundings seem to be illuminated by a bright light, and my attention is drawn to the roses that have seemingly appeared out of nowhere. Why is it so bright? Also, Aaron, what the frick am I looking at? Where did these roses come from? In response, he pleads with me, his puppy dog eyes and clasped hands tugging at my heartstrings. I don't know. As I try to process what's happening, he draws nearer and takes hold of my hands, his touch sending shivers down my spine. I want you to be my model. The sight of him so close, coupled with his gentle touch, causes my cheeks to flush with a deep shade of pink. Maybe one day? I'm not gonna say no. I'm gonna say yes. His pleading eyes and surprisingly firm grip makes it impossible for me to say no. I don't want to give him a definite yes, but at the same time, I don't want to crush his dreams entirely. So I offer a small glimmer of hope. Maybe one day. I stutter out, my voice barely above a whisper. Aaron's eyes widen even further, and I swear I see a glimmer of roses in them. He practically jumps with joy and exclaims, "Incredible! I'll find a free spot in my schedule right away." As he pulls away from me, still beaming with happiness, I let out a sigh of relief. But my relief is short-lived as he begins to describe his vision for the painting. I can already picture you in a beautiful field, full of roses, the sun shining down on you as you smile and... Aaron, I said, I'll draw rainbows and dolphins, and the sun will shine, and the flowers will... What have I gotten myself into? Aaron continues to chatter away. His excitement and passion for art is contagious. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. Maybe I'll even enjoy it. Suddenly, a high-pitched voice cuts through my thoughts. "Hey, Lion! Here comes trouble." Agni comes up to us with her bag slung over her shoulder, her eyes sparkling mischievously as she greeted Aaron. "What were you doing without me, Aaron?" Gasping. Aaron's eyes widened in surprise as he quickly refuted her accusation. "Of course not. I would never gossip about you." Agni grinned slyly. "Oh, so you would gossip about Lion then, huh?" Aaron's cheeks flushed with embarrassment as he stammered. "What? No!" Agni's musical laughter filled the room. Aaron is so easy to tease. It's incredible how he never notices. Interrupting their playful banter, asked Agni if she had any notes to share. Agni smirked confidently. "I don't take notes. I just listen and absorb all the knowledge. My mind is like an endless drive, and all the secrets of the world, all the information, it's right here." She pointed to her head. "Wow, Agni, that's incredible." Agni brushed off the praise nonchalantly. Yeah, it's just how my brain works, my big, beautiful brain." Suddenly, Aaron's face lit up with a newfound hope. "Wait, can you really find anything in there?" Agni smirked, intrigued by the challenge. "Yeah, anything you can think of." Aaron's eyes widened with excitement. "Oh, I lost my keys." "Aaron, what the frick? Maybe I can find them in there." Agni stroked her chin thoughtfully. "Well, let's see. Keys. Ah, yes. I have the location of a key stored in my vast mental database." Aaron's eyes widened in amazement. "No way. Really?" Agni nodded confidently. "Yes, really. Give me a moment to access the information." She closed her eyes and concentrated, visualizing the memory of Aaron's lost keys. "Got it. Your keys are currently on your hips." It was there the whole time! Aaron looks down and gasps in surprise. "How did you know that?" Agni smirked. That, my friends, is what we call the power of two eyes. I look at Aaron, hoping to see at least one glimpse of sanity, but all I see is his confused face. Two eyes? Is it some kind of split personality trick? Agni rolls her eyes. Aaron, two eyes, not eyes. Oh, I get it. Thank God. Eyes. Ah! Why are you so dumb? Yeah, let's leave it at that. Anyways, I think we need to talk about a project now. All right, the project. Completely forgot about it. Yeah, I did too, honestly. Yeah, it's surprising that I'm the one reminding everyone and not Grandpa. Where the hell is he? He mentioned he had to pick up his brother from school. Seriously? Man! Why did he even bother coming here then? I thought we agreed to work on it after class. Well, we never really agreed after which class exactly. She sighs. Fair enough. Yeah, Agni, it's a team effort. Let's find a time when everyone will be comfortable. Yeah, Mr. Positive Influence. I'm going then. I got some stuff to do. For some reason, I think that stuff is smoking next to university. Expect an angry message in the group chat later. With that, she left as swiftly as she arrived. Honestly, I'm kind of relieved that we can't work on the project today since I'm not really in the mood. I let out a sigh as Agni's figure disappeared into the distance. I turned to Aaron and see his white smile. Uncertain of what to do next, I quickly grabbed my bag and started packing everything in a rush. The air here feels suffocating, and I need to get away from here as soon as possible. Going home? Want to come with me? I paused for a moment, conflicted. Sorry, Aaron. I have some errands to run, so I don't think so today. His face falls slightly, and I can't help but feel a pang of guilt. Why did I lie? Why can't I just be honest with him? Aaron musters a smile and replies, Okay. Good luck with whatever you're doing. Thanks, Aaron. But as I walk away, the guilt in my heart only grows stronger. When I step outside, the bright sun blinds my vision, and the view is completely different compared to the morning. The feeling of solitude is nowhere to be seen. I walk, lost in my thoughts, replaying everything that happened today. I can't help but feel a pang of regret. Maybe I should have just stayed at home. As I continue my way, I hope Aaron isn't upset with me. I didn't mean to brush him off like that. I just really needed some time alone after what happened with Seth. My thoughts are suddenly interrupted by someone screaming my name behind me. I squint and see that it's Seth? He runs towards me, catching his breath. Lion, you're quite a quick walker, you know. I raised an eyebrow, surprised to see him here. Seth, what are you doing here? I thought you had to pick up your brother. Yeah, it was the plan initially, but it went quite wrong. Apparently, he thinks he's fully independent and being seen with me will make his friends make fun of him. How old is he? He's 10, but he acts like he's 16. So when I got there, got a text that he's already home. I chuckle. I guess he's at that age where not listening to his family is cool. Seth's face turns serious. I don't care what's cool or not. All I care about is his safety. His words come out with a touch of anger, but he quickly composes himself, sighing and rubbing his eyes. Okay, enough about this. I'm sorry. Good news. I have some time before my shift starts, so I can walk you home. You don't have to, but I want to. His words came out sincere and honest, and I can't say no to that. Maybe I was worrying about nothing. Seth doesn't seem angry at me. Perhaps we could have a pleasant walk home together. As we walk closely together, I steal a glance at Seth and notice how his towering height seems to comfort his son, casting a comforting shadow over me. You know, Seth. Huh? You would make a good umbrella. Seth chuckles, a warm and genuine sound that resonates with my heart. If that's the case, maybe you should consider walking with me more often. I'm not a vampire, you know. I won't wither away from a little sunlight. Well, that's too bad. Think of me as a decorative umbrella, then. Cheating! Well, you always cheat on your exams. I playfully gasp, pretending to be offended. Not always, just semi-regularly. Wow, it seems we have an English expert on our hands. I push him teasingly. It can be so snarky at times. Well, I guess your bad influence is at play. How rude! He just chuckles in response. Ask about work, about family, about hobbies. I'll ask about work. So, Seth, what do you work as? I'm actually the head of the RM company. He says it confidently and truthfully. For real? He nods. Inherited it from my father a long time ago. I can't believe it. Because it's not true. Another proof that people believe anything that's said in a serious voice. I blush, unable to disagree. I really believed in him for a moment. It just reminded me of Aaron, which is not good. This guy believes everyone. Okay, what do you really work as? I ask, still blushing. I'm genuinely curious about his profession now. Well, who do you think I work as? He gives me a mischievous smile as he looks at me. Let's see. You work as a waiter? You guessed. Do I look like a waiter? Well, if I see you holding a tray, maybe. Seth chuckles. I'll just come to our cafe and you can see me doing it almost every day. What cafe is it? It's Aroma Haven. Heard about it? Oh, really? Is it good? You're aware that you're asking an employee of the cafe, right? So, not really. Nah, it's quite decent in my opinion. Coffee is bitter enough to help me get through my shifts. Don't worry, sugar's free. Okay, I'll drop by sometime. Seth smiles warmly while looking at me. I'll remember that. How about your family? So tell me more about your family. He smiles warmly, his eyes shining with a mix of fondness and enthusiasm. You really want to hear? I can talk about them for hours. Don't actually. I'll hear about it, but don't actually go on for hours about it. Well, maybe not hours, but I'd love to learn more. He chuckles quietly. Fair enough. I guess I could start with Carter. He's the one who thinks he's independent, even at such a young age. He's also the one who is ashamed to be seen with me in public. Being the youngest can be quite challenging to handle. I understand it's a difficult age, but he simply doesn't listen to anyone. I really want to be someone he can trust, but sometimes I feel like I just don't understand him. His face takes on a genuine look of concern, brows furrowing. You know, it's really hard for an adult to fully understand a child. Sometimes we may try too hard and it can come across as insincere. Maybe he senses that, and that's why he's cautious. My comment, also not deeply thought out, strikes a chord with Seth. I see his expression change, as if a new perspective is settling in. But then his expression changes back, as he completely denied the idea. Or he's just being a little brat. I guess he is not ready to admit his wrongs now. So, my brother Milo is the middle child. He's a good kid. He's quite active and is obsessed with sports. When he was younger, he used to be hyperactive, but it seems like he's outgrown that now that he's 14. He's a cheerful and positive person, which is great to see. The only concern I have is his academic performance. I tried to tutor him, but it seems that learning just isn't his strong suit. Are his grades really that bad? He nods with sadness. Unfortunately, they're not up to par. I really hope he understands that dreams often require a solid education as a foundation. And the oldest brother before me is Liam. He's 18 and he'll be finishing school this year. I don't have much to say about him since he's not very talkative. In that aspect, he reminds me of Carter, but other than that, they're quite different. He's not as active as Milo, but he has his own interests. He's into the goth or emo style. I'm not quite sure, but he seems happy, so I'm happy too. Sometimes I wonder what he does at night when he doesn't come home. But he doesn't share much, and he's an adult, so he can do whatever he wants, I guess. I just hope he stays safe. As Seth talks about his family, I can't help but notice his caring and protective nature. He truly acts as a parent for his younger siblings, taking on the role of their mother. Makes me wonder about their actual mother, what their family dynamic was like. Because right now, it looks like he raised them. What about the oldest brother? My question seems to puzzle Seth for a moment before he chuckles softly. He's right in front of you. Well, how would you describe him? I'm actually more interested in what you think of me. Me? He cares about what I think. I'm taken aback, what makes the surprise and disbelief washing over me. Should be obvious considering he's my friend, but my low self-esteem often makes me doubt it. I'm waiting. Alright. Take a deep breath. Talk about feelings, take courage. You're amazing. You're stubborn and overbearing. I think you're amazing. I mean, heck, I was just like gushing over you over in Clash. And like, I think you're the main poster boy or something. I'm not sure. You might be. I think you're amazing. Seriously. You do so much and you handle it all effortlessly. You're smart, responsible, always on top of things. It's like you got it all figured out. You're like the perfect big brother, you know? It's pretty impressive. He looks at me as I bite my lip, immediately regretting everything I've said. Wow. I mean, wow. I wasn't really expecting you to say all that, but it's actually nice to hear your genuine thoughts. What do you mean? Well, you know you're usually quite secretive. You tend to downplay your opinions to please others or avoid conflict. For example, all at walk, I was just talking about myself. You never said anything. I'm not saying what you said about me is bad, but it's just so refreshing to hear your honest thoughts. And especially your honest thoughts about me. Yeah, what about your hobbies? What are your hobbies, Seth? I don't really have a lot of time for hobbies, since I'm usually busy with work and school. But as you have noticed, I do enjoy reading quite a lot. That's why I took this class in the first place. Not just for extra credit, but because I genuinely enjoy it. I expected a hobby like that from someone like you. Always has a book in his hand. I also enjoy observing people. Wait, like a stalker? He raises an eyebrow skeptically. No, not like a stalker. I mean observing the expressions and emotions. Since it's closely connected to my profession, something I find fascinating. So, are you analyzing me right now? I ask. Not entirely serious, but still with an eerie feeling lingering in the air. Always. Yeah, that's enough. As we continue walking, I notice that we've reached the same spot where I fell earlier in the morning. Memory flashed through my mind, and I can't help but feel a sense of familiarity. However, my attention is quickly diverted as I stumble over the same rock and lose my balance, falling. Before I could hit the ground, Seth's strong arm pulls me up with ease, preventing any potential fall. His firm grip gives me a sense of security and stability. Are you okay? Be careful. Try watch your step more. His words of caution reminds me of my mother. I can't help but agree with him. I nod my head, trying to conceal the slight brush that creeps into my cheeks. As I regain my composure, I still feel the lingering touch of his hand on me, which sparks a faint memory of our earlier encounter in the morning. Catching myself staring, he quickly pulls his hand away, a brief hint of red flushing across his cheek. Should I bring up what happened earlier, or should I let it go? There's no awkwardness between us now, so if I were to mention it, would I risk ruining what we have now? Why does it feel so difficult? Hey, you okay? I've been staring at my hand for about a minute. Oh! I'm fine. I was just lost in thought about something. I quicken my pace, trying to outwalk him so he doesn't see my flushed face, hoping to regain my composure. As we reach the hallway of the apartment building, I find myself a few steps ahead of Seth. Suddenly, as we approach my door, I freeze in shock at what I see. Hey, what's wrong? My door. It's open. Panic immediately washes over me as I think of what could have happened while I was away. I thought you live alone. I do. That's the problem. I clearly remember closing. Wait, now that I think about it, I don't remember closing it. I facepalm myself, feeling a wave of embarrassment for leaving the door unlocked. It's embarrassing to admit, but it was my own fault. It's not the safest area. I should be more cautious. I want to assure Seth that I usually am cautious, but at that moment, I'm not sure myself. Even if you left the door open, doesn't mean that someone didn't enter. Stay here and keep watch while I check inside. Wait, what if someone's inside? What if they try to escape? Stay here. I nod, still consumed by worry and uncertainty. Time stretches out in agonizing slowness as I wait outside, my mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Why is he taking so long? The silence surrounding the house intensifies my worries, and irrational thoughts of someone or something having gotten to him start to creep in. I shake my head, trying to dispel these irrational fears. I remind myself not to be stupid, not to jump to conclusions. But my heart continues to pound. I find it hard to ignore the sinking feeling that pit up my stomach. Just as I'm about to call out for Seth, sudden crash shatters the silence, causing me to startle. My voice trembles as I call out his name, my anxiety reaching its peak. I'm coming! I take a quick glance inside and I see Seth standing, holding a cat. Relief floods over me, but I still feel a bit shaken. Seems like your intruder was of the furry kind. You didn't tell me you had a cat. I don't. Must have sneaked in here while the doors were open. Gently places the cat on the ground and immediately finds its way to me, rubbing my legs with affection. Well, it seems to have taken a liking to you. It doesn't look like a stray, so I assume its owners are probably nearby. Let's put it outside your door. Cats have a way of finding their way back home. I look down at the purring cat and the small forms of my face. It's getting colder. Maybe I should leave it inside for the night and search for its owners in the morning. What if the owners don't show up in the morning? Can you afford to take care of a cat? Even worse, what if they accuse you of stealing their cat? His words strike a chord and find myself considering the idea. Well, maybe I can let it stay for the night and think about it later. Seth lets out a sigh. It's your choice. I don't want you to have any regrets. As he glances at his phone, his eyes widen slightly. It's almost time for my shift, so I need to hurry. See you later. Take care. Have a great shift. Thank you. He takes a last glance at me and the cat before leaving. I hear the sound of the door closing behind him, leaving me standing alone in the darkness. Suddenly, I feel the cat against my legs, seeking attention. I look down at him, unsure of what to do next. What am I gonna do with you? Oh! Well, so that was the end of Dream Friend. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to play this game for yourself, link to the game will be in the description below. And yeah, I will be coming back once the demo has been released. So stay tuned to that. And in fact, hey, why don't you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already? I know at least like half of you out there haven't subscribed to this just yet. But anyway, I hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.